For first of all, for those of you that do not know me, I'm going to restart since we got the recording going now. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Beau Beasley. I'm 25 years old. I live out here in Western Montana. First off, I just want to give a big shout out to each and every single one of you who made the decision to take time out of your Thursday and hop on this call with us. It's 3 days before Christmas. You're probably traveling or doing some last minute Christmas shopping, celebrating with your friends, whatever it may be. You decided it was more important to invest at least an hour out of your day to grow and be here with us. So, like I said, big shout out to you guys. Really grateful to be here myself, and really grateful that you guys are here with me. With that being said, you will only retain about 10% of what I'm going to say tonight, if you're not taking notes. So, take a minute, grab your pen, grab your paper, and start taking some notes. I know Kolbe's got some fire for you guys later tonight. Hopefully, you get some value from what I'm going to talk about as well. As I mentioned, I'm just going to dive right into it. I mentioned I'm out here in Montana right now. I actually grew up in a small-ish city in Idaho, and our mascot was the Timberwolves. Where's my Minnesota fam at? Huh? Go T-Wolves. That was my high school mascot as well. And there, as soon as you walked into the school in the big common room area, there was a quote that said, "The strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf." And I played football for him. So I was like, yeah, I love that. This is my pack, this is my football team. And that's kind of all I took it as. I was like, cool, that's, rah, rah. And I thought that was really neat. But recently, just like in the last week or two, that quote's kind of been like on my heart heavy, on my mind heavy. And so I decided to do a little research into that. Like, where did it come from, and how are other people kind of receiving this? And it's actually a 120-year-old quote from the original Jungle Book. It was a compilation of short stories. And, it's a little snippet of a short story. And I'm not going to go into all the details of that short story for the sake of time. And I don't want you guys to have to listen to me butcher 19th century English either with the hear yees, hear yees. But quick snippet of that quote is, "Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. And the wolf that shall keep it may prosper, but the wolf that shall break it must die. As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, the law runneth forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack." There's a line in there that says, breaking this law will lead to death. And for wolves in the wild, that may be true. But for us, the death symbolizes failure in this business. But if you keep it and you keep in mind that your strength is in your team and your team strength is in you, you shall prosper. That's what the quote says. I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but like I said, how I see that is you need to be their strength, but you also can't fool yourself into believing that you could do it without your team. Your team's just as important as you waking up every day and grinding. People in your business will come and go, so don't count on just one person, but keep the pack in mind. And as long as your pack continues to grow, as long as your team continues to grow, and you're counting on them and they're counting on you, you will prosper. That's what it says. And it's 120 years old. I know it's from a children's book, but that's really powerful to me. Josh and Jay and our corporate team, tons of leaders on this call. Ethan Barutha, I see you on here. He mentioned even today, if we can be united, if we can represent unity, we're gonna explode. So you need to keep your pack close. You got to stay close to the fire. And I think it's just so important. And that goes back to even, the call that we had last night with the corporate team and how important it is to get to these events. You're with your pack at these events, you're staying close to the fire. And it's super important. A little side note, I went to my first event in I've been with companies prior to this. And never saw much success, to be honest with you. I went to my very first event in this industry at the Driven event in Minnesota just a few months ago. And I did what I had to do to make it there. I've practically begged, stealed, and stolen, borrowed to get there. And I rented an Airbnb that was less than a mile away, and I walked to the event in the morning. because that was the cheapest way to do it. It was 65 bucks a night for the Airbnb. I packed like five PB&Js in my backpack on the plane. And that's what I ate for 3 days was PB&Js and granola bars, man. Like, you know, if you're serious about taking this to the next level, you literally have to do whatever it takes. And I'm not exact, like I did whatever it took. I remember as my girlfriend was dropping me off at the airport, and she's a single mom. She was a single mom. And finances were tough on her too. And so the last thing I would ever want to do is be a financial burden on her. But as she was dropping me off on the airport, she's like, "Hey, I know that you're stretched thin right now. Like, here's $100." And I was like, the $100 I had for 5 days. Like I was like I said, eating peanut butter and jellies, man. And if that's if you really want to take this to the next level, that's what you have to do. I mean, it's simple as that. Maybe you're in a better situation than I was at the time. I know, I'll be in Orlando, staying at the hotel, so definitely in a better situation myself. But the point is, I was getting close to the pack. I was relying on my pack. And my pack was hyped I was there. I'm so grateful I went. It's changed my life just to get to that event. In my opinion, the beautiful thing about this business model, excuse me, is you literally cannot see the success you want to see without your team. If I want to get to the top, I got to take you guys with me. If you want to get to the top, you got to take your team with you. you know and I just think that's such a beautiful thing because it's such a dog eat dog world out there. And how often is it that you come across the community that is, I got my dog, not I'm trying to eat another dog. I got my dog. I got you. Let me help you out. Let me lift you up. Let me put you on. It's the most rewarding thing on both sides, whether you're giving or receiving. It's just I scratch your back, you scratch my back type of deal. And it's just such a powerful thing. And I don't think that, sometimes when you're in the moment and you're experiencing all this stuff, you don't really see like the value and how important it is for all this. So I just want you guys to sit back and realize the weight of the moment. We're in the best company in this industry, in this space, in the trading space, at the best time. We, again, the corporate call we just had last night, they were talking about the things that are going to come. There's 4 different cycles to building a business, and we're coming up on the exciting stuff with Driven as a company. I know they have so much fun and exciting things coming for us in the new year, and I don't want you to wait. It's only a week away. It'd be so easy to just go drink wine and eat food and eat candy and whatever it is that people do on Christmas. It'd be so easy to do that. But I don't want you to do that. I want you to look, gear up and get ready to go like you're going to war into 2023. Because if you give this all you got, even just a 90-day run, your life won't be the same. But imagine if you, do that times 4 and you give it 365 days. Every day of 2023, if you commit, whether it's 20 minutes or 2 hours or 5 hours or 10 hours, whatever it is, if you commit every day to yourself, to your pack, that you are going to do what it takes to have success in this industry, in this business here with Driven, your life will literally never be a change. Your family's lives will never be the same. So that, I'm just imploring you and really excited for you guys to go on this journey with me, to be part of my pack. We've got some awesome leaders. I mentioned Jay and Josh and the corporate team, Ethan. Kolbe's going to come drop some fire for us here in just a little bit as well. This is my pack, and I'm so glad you guys are here. So let's make sure, we're taking full advantage of, like I said, the weight of this moment. Another thing that's been on my mind heavy is actually I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and at the end of the interview, he asked them, "Do you think entrepreneurs are made, or do you think entrepreneurs are born?" And I think that's a good question. I do. The way I see it is I believe everybody is born an entrepreneur. I believe everybody's born a creator, whether that's art or music or whatever it is. Everybody is born a creator. I think it's one of the highest forms of human, being a human is creating things from your mind, from your mind's eye. It's a beautiful thing. And so I think everybody is born an entrepreneur. But if you don't water that seed, it dies. And in today's world, um, they're trying to beat the creativity out of you. They're trying to beat the entrepreneur out of you. They want you to be a cog in the machine. So I think it's so awesome that, we've got creative entrepreneurs here because that's all we are. We're just creating, we're creating new ways to solve old problems. We're creating new ways to bring value to the marketplace. Whatever it is, we're just creating. And I think it's such an amazing thing. So another big shout out to, you guys for watering that seed and for being here tonight, doing the unordinary in order to live an extraordinary life. Um, I'm so grateful for everybody. And I just really, this is a time of year where you get to reflect on the year and you get to reflect on your life and you get to enjoy the people that are important to you. And you guys are important to me. Every single one of you. I'm so glad you're here. And I love that uh, I get the opportunity to share, what's on my heart, what's on my mind with you lately. I mentioned my PB&Js, right? Right. Go eat some PB&Js this year. Go eat some dirt. Excuse my language. Gary V would say, go eat shit for a year and see what happens, man. Just go all in. Just commit to what you got going on. And the first step to doing that into the new year is making it to Orlando. Whatever you got to do, borrow, steal, beg, pack your bags, bring your food, whatever you got to do, man. You got to crawl before you can ball, Jay says. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm grateful for that. Like, it's going to make my experience in Orlando so much more, so much more exciting and so much better just because I know what I did to get there. And if I knew now or if I knew then what I know now, I would have, I probably would have made more peanut butter and jellies. I don't know what I would have done. I would have stayed somewhere further. I would have made the work harder for myself. I know it sounds crazy, but I would run through a brick wall to get to my next event. And I'm going. I hope I see every single one of you guys there. I will drop the chat or drop the link to the Orlando event for you guys. I want to make sure if you haven't bought your tickets yet, by all means, get on that now. Clock's ticking on that discount. Clock is ticking on that discount. So, like I said, I know it's Christmas. I know you're probably doing some last minute Christmas shopping. Buy yourself a gift and buy your ticket to Orlando. That's one of the biggest things I think that you can do for yourself coming into this new year. You're going to be surrounded by awesome people and you might find your pack. You never know. With that being said, I mentioned Kolbe's got some fire bars coming for us as well. Kolbe's energy is just contagious. And, they were talking about in the chat earlier today how, he's always got some heat to spit. So I'm super excited to hear what Kolbe has to say. I told you guys to pull out your notebooks and pens. Now it's my turn to do the same thing and just give it up to Kolbe and see what he has to say for us, what kind of gems he's got. So without further ado, Kolbe, can you hear me, my man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Let's go,
Awesome,
baby!
awesome.
Let's go. Let's go. Let me go ahead and replace the spotlight here. All right, awesome. Can you guys see me? I'll spotlight it up there. Yes, yes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Guys, first of all, can we go ahead and drop some sevens in the chat for Beau? Guys, that was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously coming into this, it's hard for a lot of people to come in and be able to share their experiences, be able to share their mindset, be willing to actually go out of their way to share these opportunities with other people. So a huge shout out to Beau for that. Guys, as well as been grinding his ass, going out and making all of these posters. Can you guys hear me, guys? It says my internet is unstable. Can you guys hear me good? That sounded funny.
Yeah, it's a little messed up.
All right.
Now it's good.
All right, cool. Guys, but yeah, Beau has been grinding and grinding out here, making all these posters for the team. So huge shout out for that. Huge shout out for that. Guys, what I want to start this call off with is I want you guys to visualize something. Okay. This is something that I do on a daily basis, is visualize all of my goals, my dreams, and my desires. But before I visualize all of my goals, my dreams, and my desires, you need to understand that you are only here for a short period of time on this earth. You have to get that through your brain. You have to understand that. When you understand that you're only here for a short period of time, you start to take things differently. You start to see things in a different light. Okay. So right now, close your eyes, understand, think about where you want to be in the next year. Think about where you want to be in the next 5 years. Now think about where you want to be in the next 10 years. Okay. Now think about what you're doing on a daily basis to get towards those goals and those dreams and those desires every single day. Okay. You can open your eyes. Okay. Are you doing enough to get to your goals and your dreams and desires every single day? Are you doing enough? You have to have this talk with yourself. Nobody else can have this talk with you. This is a battle between you and you. Have you guys watched Creed? Right? What does Rocky tell Creed in the movie? He looks in the mirror and he says, "This is your toughest opponent, and it's yourself." Your toughest opponent is yourself. Whenever you want to achieve absolutely anything in this earth, it does not matter what it is. It doesn't matter if somebody's never done it ever before. You are the person that goes and makes that decision. You decide, right? You decide to make that decision. You have the ability to create anything, right? Beau said, we have the ability to create anything. We have the ability to create absolutely anything, but it's our willingness to actually put forth the effort onto creating whatever we desire, right? We understand that we are God's highest form of creation. That is us. So what does that mean? We also have the ability to create absolutely anything. But what's put in place to stop us from making all of our dreams and our goals and our desires happen? What is it? It's our limiting beliefs. Everybody has them. It's you. It's you. It is you. It's your limiting beliefs. It's your limiting beliefs. So how do we change that? How can we change our limited beliefs? Well, again, what does it start with? It starts with you, right? So think about, what are you thinking about on a daily basis? Who are you hanging around with on a daily basis? Who are you talking to on a daily basis? What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? Are your thoughts negative? Are your thoughts positive? Okay. Guys, my journey into self absolutely did. When I really started to manifest my goals and my desires was my junior year in high school, right? I was always really big into wrestling. Wrestling's my thing, okay? My junior year, I was ranked 6th in state, okay? I ended up winning state. They were like, "Who is this kid? Where did he come from? He just came out of nowhere." Absolutely not. I busted my ass. You know who my practice partner was that year? It was me. I wrestled myself all year. All year. I literally shadow wrestled all year long. I lifted all year long. I lifted twice a day. I ran 10 miles a day. I busted my ass and I fought myself. When I said I wanted to give up, guess what? I was like, nope, because that guy, I already know he did an extra mile. So I'm going to do 2 extra miles, right? You have to understand that you're battling you. You're not battling anybody else. So when you start to beat yourself, that's when you beat everybody else, because nobody's going to outwork you if you're continuously outworking yourself on a daily basis, right? So every single day, we're working to get better every day. We're working to get that 1% better. Sometimes, right? We have some automation things. Sometimes we do 1%. Sometimes we do 7%, right? But we're every single day, right? Every day. So continuously work on that every single day and understand that you're battling yourself. Get rid of the limiting beliefs. Evolve every single day. Okay. Now let's actually get into some of the things I have written down. Okay. I was like, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get into some of the things I actually have written down. Right. Okay. Before I get into that, let me give you guys some of these limiting beliefs that I have written down. Okay. What do you tell yourself on a daily basis? Right. I'm too old, or I'm too young to be able to do that. I'm too old, or I'm too young to be able to achieve that. I can't do that. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I, first of all, promise you, he didn't have any money given to him by absolutely anyone, but I know that he makes some more than some of y'all on this call. It's crazy. This kid is crazy. And he taught himself all of this stuff. 13 years old. There's no way in hell I would have thought about that at 13 years old. Okay. It's the limiting beliefs. Bull crap. Exactly. No excuses. Bull crap if you can't achieve it. Okay. I don't have enough time. That's my favorite excuse. People use that all the time. I don't have time. I work 3 jobs. I just don't have time. But you sleep 7 hours? No. You got time, right? Oh, but you take 20, 15 minutes a day. You have time, right? You're driving in your car on your time. I promise you have time is what you need. You need better time management, right? You have time. This is my favorite one. I'm not smart enough. I know some dumb people making a lot of money. I promise you, you're smart enough. You're smart enough. I promise you. Okay. Understand that, guys, if you took your crap that you had, if you take all of your limiting beliefs, if you take all of your bullshit you go through on a daily basis and throw it in a pile with everybody else's stuff, I promise you, you're going to be like, where is my shit? Where are my problems at? Because I don't want his problems. I promise you, somebody else always has it worse, right? You feel bad for the guy with no shoes until you see somebody with no legs. That's how it works. I promise you, you'll take your problems back. So stop seeing them as problems, but seeing them as gifts. Stop seeing them as problems, but start seeing them as gifts. Okay. Why? Because somebody else always has it worse, and you have the ability to be able to change whatever situation, whatever circumstance, whatever environment you are in. Okay. Some of you need to change your environment that you're in. And by your environment, once again, I mean the words that you're listening to on a daily basis, the people that you're talking to on a daily basis, right? The pack that you're in. Okay. You might need to change the pack that you're in. But if you change it, that environment, right? Because sometimes the information that you need is not in that environment, and that's okay. It's not that they're bad people. It's just that the information that you need is not in that environment. So you need to continuously be outgrowing the people that you're around. It's not a bad thing to outgrow people. It's not. Or why? They're not bad people. I'm just not on the same level as them anymore, right? Not that they're bad people. I just outgrew that environment. Okay. All right. So when you are speaking, right, what are you speaking to yourself? What are you speaking to others? Is it negative or is it positive? Every single thing. Now, I'll be the first to say, I cuss quite a bit. I don't mean to, but I do. Okay. I cuss quite a bit, right? But anytime I cuss, I'm never meaning it in a negative light. Okay. I don't want it to be in a negative light. Any words that I speak, I don't want it to be in a negative light ever. Why? Because what you put out is what you get back. Okay. I don't need no negative in my life. I don't. No people, no words, no thoughts, none of that. Okay. So speak the light and you'll receive the light. Okay. And even when there's darkness, right? Even when there's negative, continue to speak light because then the light prevails. Okay. Write down all of your goals, your dreams, and your desires. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Goals, dreams, and desires. Why? Because that's what you want in this life. Once again, remember what I talked about in the beginning? What are your goals, dreams, and your desires? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15 years? Remember, we understand that we're not going to live forever and that our time is limited, so that we need to work on where we want to be and who we want to be around, right? I like yachts. Yachts are fun. I want to be on a yacht, okay? So I'm going to go be on a yacht. I don't want to sit. I'm stuck right now, but it's blizzarding outside. There's like 20 foot of snow out here in some spots. Again, not everywhere, but there's a lot of snow outside. I don't want to be here, okay? So come Orlando, come Miami, okay? Break the code, right? We got our Orlando event. Everyone's going to be there. I hope to see every single one of you guys there. Every single one of you ladies and gentlemen, okay? Make sure that you're there. Understand that, again, you see these people that have the money, the cars, okay? But more importantly, the mindset, the relationships that they're in, right? And I'm not just talking about, man and woman relationships, but I'm talking about the friends, the environment, the positive words that are coming out. Those are the people that you want to be around. You want to be around the people that are going to bring you up, not bring you down. Okay. Think about it. Sometimes it's a tough decision to be able to cut those people out of your life, but it needs to happen if you want to grow. I promise you, it needs to happen if you want to grow. Okay. Drop some threes in the chat if you guys are following me so far. Drop some threes in the chat if you guys are following me so far. Threes. Okay, cool. I thought the lag was worse. I ain't gonna lie. I really thought the lag was worse. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I got a few more things. Okay. I don't want this to run for come back for the cake. Okay. The cake is in Orlando, so make sure you're there. You see what I did there? Okay. So make sure you're in Orlando. Okay. Make sure that you guys are there. Josh, why don't you go ahead? Will you drop the link for the Orlando event in the chat one more time? Just drop it in the chat real quick. Because guys, it is so important that you guys are there. It really, really is, because the people, the environment, the words you're gonna hear, it's so important. Your belief, talk about belief, it's gonna go through the roof. This is a fact for me. Okay, I know this is a fact for a few other people here as well. Every time I've been to an event, my income has doubled. Every time that I have been to an event, my income has doubled, whether it's been through trading or whether it's been through the business, because there's information in that environment that I needed in order to grow. You guys see where I'm going with this? Everything revolves in a circle. It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Let me get a drink real quick. Okay. Food for thought, right? Food for thought. All right. I always mix that one up. Is it fruit for thought or is it food for thought? I don't know. Well, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep going with it. Okay. All right. Dominic, I see you laughing at me. Just stop. Are your thoughts controlling you, or are you controlling your thoughts? Now that hits a little deeper, okay? Because you really start to think about that. do I really have control over what I'm thinking? Or are my thoughts just controlling me? How do you change that? How do you know? By what you are feeding to yourself, guys. Not only physical food is important. Josh eating a ribeye over there. Not only physical food is important. Turn this camera off. Not, not only physical food is important, but what you're feeding your brain, what you're feeding your mind, what you're feeding your spiritual self. Guys, that's so important. It's so important. So think about it on a daily basis. Are you are you listening to, excuse my French, but are you listening to fuck that bitch and rob that hoe? Or are you listening to are you listening to actual food for your brain? What are you listening to on a daily basis? Think about it. Is that what you want your life to be like? Do you want to be in the streets? We're not in the streets. All right. I am dedicated to making my dreams come true, and I will do whatever to make my desires come true. I am dedicated to make my dreams come true, and I will do whatever to make my desires come true. Once again, going back to the daily basis of the day-to-day things of what we're doing to make our dreams and our goals and desires happen. Okay. Are you working towards them or are you not? And if you're not, are they really your goals and your desires? Is it something that you're passionate about? Do you have a burning desire to make that happen? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for a significant other? Are you doing it for your parents? Right? Maybe you've had a child, right? I got people on this call that just had a kid, right? Are you doing it for that kid? Or are you doing it because you think you want to do it? Why are you doing it? Be passionate about it. Your why, right? Everybody has a why, right? Your why should connect to your desires. Your why should make you cry, right? When you think about it, why you're doing the things that you're doing on a continuous daily basis, it should make you cry. You should understand that it's more important than physical or material things. It's so much more important than that. You should be doing it for a greater purpose, right? I like hosting these calls. I love hosting these calls because I know, and this is going to tie into what I'm going to close this call with. Okay. I do these calls because maybe I won't change every person's life on this call, but I know that if I can say one thing that'll impact you, and that is what goes out to change your life, that's what flipped the switch inside of you to be able to go and actually make a change. I know that my purpose on this earth has been fulfilled, right? But my goal is not only just to do that for one person, but to do it for as many people as I possibly can. As many people as I possibly can. Okay. And along the way, the money comes. The money comes along the way. Okay. Don't focus on the money. Okay. And understand that you don't get paid for effort, right? You don't just get paid for effort. You have to actually go out and do the work, right? You have to impact other people's lives, right? It doesn't matter if you just put some work in, you got to finish, right? We watched the Vikings play, last week or the week before, right? They were putting in effort, but it really didn't matter until the fourth quarter when that timer's done, right? When the clock is out, the game is over. So if you're not putting in effort the entire game and you don't finish, right? You need to finish. Once you finish, that's when the game is over. So you need to be putting in effort the entire time. When you finish, that's when it really counts. When I say that you don't get paid for effort, I'm not talking about money. Okay. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the end game, right? We don't live forever. Now you see what I'm talking about? We don't live forever. Okay. You will get rewarded when the game is over. Okay. What impact are you leaving for other people? What impact are you having for yourself on a daily basis? Okay. Every single day. Every single day. I see Dominic taking notes. I like this. Look at that. Look at him. He's going hard. He's taking notes over there. I see all of you guys taking notes. Guys, I want to leave you with this, okay? Because this is gonna tie into what Beau said. When he said it, I was like, oh my God, this ties in perfectly. And none of this was planned whatsoever. We barely even talked before this call about like it was like, hey, you go first and I'll finish the call. That's all we said. That's it. This is what I want to leave you with, okay? And I want you to write this down. And I want you to think about it every day. You can't help everybody. Write that down. You can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. You can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. On this call, I hope you gained some value. Oh, look, it's Scotty. Scotty called me. Hang on 1 second. Let me decline this. Hang on. Where'd my Zoom go? My Zoom disappeared. Give me 1 second. He done ruined my call. Damn. All right. I want to thank you guys all for hopping on the call. I'm blessed to be able to talk in front of all of you guys. Make sure you get your tickets to Orlando because I promise you, I'm going to be there. Beau's going to be there. Zena's going to be there. Robert's going to be there. Dominic's going to be there. Everybody in this call is going to be there. And I'm counting on you to be there because we are a pack. We are a team. We are a family. And I want to see every single one of you make all your goals, your dreams, and your desires happen. Thank you all. Have a blessed night.